Yang terhormat, atas kerjasama Universitas dan Pendidikan Kedutaan Besar, Bapak Antoine Briku, Wakil Rektor Bidang Kemitraan, Inovasi, Kewirausahaan dan Bisnis, Bapak Profesor Dr. Engineering Adi Maulana STMPhil, dan yang kami hormati Direktur Alliance France, para dekan, Direktur, Kepala Subdirektorat Kantor Pusat, Sivitas Akademika Universitas Hasanuddin, serta tamu undangan yang berbahagia. Untuk mengawali acara kita pada hari ini, mari kita bersama menyanyikan lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya dengan dilanjutkan Mars Universitas Hasanuddin. Hadirin dimohon berdiri.
Sempurna, very perfect. So, Bapak Antoine Briku is atase kerjasama Universitas dan Pendidikan Kedutaan Perancis di Jakarta. Thank you very much for coming to our university. Sama untuk membuka acara sosialisasi beasiswa kolaborasi LPDP France oleh Kedutaan Besar Perancis di Indonesia di Universitas Hasanuddin secara resmi dibuka.
To study in France and to make link with France. I have a presentation for a special program we've made with LPDP. I'm sure you all know already about LPDP, but this program is for master degree, and I understand you are already graduated from master. Who is not yet graduated? Nobody? A few? Okay. So for you, you will have very interesting and opportunity you can say. And for the others, I will use this presentation to explain you how can you use for your PhD. How can you build partnership with friends, and how can you maybe, I hope, to see you for your soutenance, your presentation of your PhD in France in a few years. So, okay, let's go for the presentation, and I will go to your specific interest for PhD in the presentation. Study program with LPDP, Beasiswa, Prioritas. So why do we have a special program with LPDP? LPDP, as you know, has a specific mission to prepare the human resources for Indonesia EMAS 2045. And LPDP came a few months ago Okay, so sorry, it was just opening remarks, so I will be shorter.
It's okay.
So why do we have this special program? Is because LPDP, France is not only a country of culture, it's also a country of technology, or research. And LPDP wants to build partnership with France. And it's a priority for them. Not only Australia, not only Holland or UK, they want to have link, and this is a priority for Indonesian government and French government to establish links between our two countries. UNAS is one of the most important universities in Indonesia, and this is why I have decided and I have asked UNAS to host this presentation today for explaining you all the opportunities for partnership with France and studying in France. Just a first word about what you will hear. You do not need to speak French to go to study in France. I will explain you that in detail, but you do not need to speak French to go to study in PhD in France. So thank you very much, and I will come back for a full presentation after. Thank you. Came to France embassy and asked us to open up our country for capacity building. The main reason is they know not enough students, not enough academics are going to France. And we have expertise that your country is looking for. On the other side, France is fully aware that Indonesia is getting more and more important. Economic power, regional power, a partner to deal with for so many issues. And we need to build individual networks for so many issues, including academic issues. We do not have enough networks in Indonesia. France does not know Indonesia, and usually Indonesia does not know about France. If I tell you, what do you know about France? I'm sure, as we said, Mbappé will come, Tour Eiffel also, macarons, some luxury brands, but who will tell me that France has around 80 Nobel Prizes? Who will tell me that France is a country where the best planes in the world are built? And I remember when I was with LPDP, I was trying to make this agreement, and the person at LPDP, he was asked by his hierarchy to do a partnership with France, but he does not know why. Why is France important? I was presenting some master program in France, and I presented something about nuclear energy. He said, "Oh, France has nuclear energy." I said, "Yes." And I said, "I think we are the second largest producer of nuclear energy in the world." Look at me, surprising, say, "Are you?" France, nuclear, second largest producer of nuclear energy in the world. I was a bit afraid because I was not quite sure of my figures. So we checked in Google, I was right. And I see in his eyes, his idea about France changed. He was thinking France, he mean in Paris. And he skipped. Okay, France is not the country I was thinking about. And we started to speak seriously about what kind of expertise can France bring. It changed his mind. So I will go through this study program, special program, which is a result of this meeting. Next, for presentation, next. Okay. Can you do full screen, please? Thank you. Program in 27 eligible universities. The fact is all these master programs are 100% taught in English. So the main problem, and I have this issue in every presentation I make, is to pull out of mind that to go to study in France, to do a PhD in France, a master degree or whatever, you need to speak French. You don't need it. Speaking French is an advantage, and you want to find an application, I don't know. I'm not able to give you a precise answer.
Or you maybe have like a list of
But you have,
excellent laboratory where we can.
I mean, the lists, according to me, my understanding of research, the list of laboratory are the list of
University.
laboratories who are publishing in your bibliography. If you are specialized in, I don't know, let's pick a subject I know. If you are specialized in history of Western Europe and social movements after 1980, you read papers about this subject and you see who is publishing on this specific subject. So the list.
Jika diizinkan ada 4 pertanyaan yang ingin saya tanyakan. Baik, yang pertama terkait dengan program ini kan program yang bekerja sama dengan LPDP. Sedangkan yang saya ketahui dan beberapa tadi saya sempat lihat terkait di website-nya bahwasanya deadline-nya itu sampai 17 Februari 2024, sangat mepet. Untuk kami yang dosen itu ada beberapa dokumen yang memang lebih ada beberapa yang perlu dilengkapi dan mungkin itu tidak akan dapat waktunya. Nah, pertanyaan saya, apakah program ini di tahun ini masih akan berlanjut atau mungkin di tahun depan masih akan ada lagi program seperti ini? Itu yang pertama. Terus yang kedua, apakah ada program jalur beasiswa lain mungkin dari pemerintah Prancis atau pemerintah Indonesia yang bekerja sama dengan Prancis, atau mungkin beasiswa yang disediakan oleh universitas dari Prancis yang tidak mensyaratkan adanya sertifikat bahasa, mungkin mensyaratkan publikasi internasional atau mungkin mensyaratkan prestasi atlet, ya. Terus yang ketiga, apakah ada peluang mendapatkan gelar master jika kita sudah memiliki gelar master sebelumnya? Jadi mungkin kalau misalnya sudah dapat gelar master di Indonesia, habis itu mau apply untuk gelar master di luar, apakah ada peluang itu? Terus yang keempat tadi saya lihat bahwasanya ada kampus yang tuition fee itu 6 juta per tahun, ya. Pertanyaan saya, biaya hidup di Prancis itu seperti apa sih? Dibandingkan beberapa negara di Eropa? Terus bagaimana kemudahannya untuk misalnya orang-orang yang Muslim untuk mendapatkan akses untuk ibadah dan juga makanan halal?
C'est l'honneur de nous pour vous recevoir et permettez-moi de me poser ma question en anglais so that everyone can understand this.
Of course.
Okay, first, now I understand that at present the LPDP France scholarship scheme at present is only for the master's degree, which I honestly found it regrettable, because we know that France is the leading country in terms of advanced research and doctoral studies, either in STEAM, social and cultural studies. So I said, and especially considering the commitment had by our current president to further strengthen the relationship and partnership between Indonesia and France. As we know, like we buy the Rafale and we have the recent military exercise between our military and France. So we certainly hope that the LPDP scholarship and the LPDP France scholarship scheme can be expanded further to also include doctoral studies and postdoctoral studies, and also the area included, the subject included would be further expanded, not just the recent, but also what exists now, but also to other areas. And my question is, like, as you mentioned before, there is a relative lack of understanding among here in Indonesia about the available universities and offered a study program in France. Well, in terms of looking for PhD program, PhD studies, what's most important is how to identify the most suitable universities, most suitable program, and most importantly, most suitable supervisors. So my question is, can the French embassy and the institute or academy français to help us here in the university, help us the academics to connect with the universities or academics in France, so that we can pave the way to look for our potential to have the PhD in France. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Premièrement, je ne suis pas étudiant de l'université à Saint-Louis. J'étais étudiant à l'université de Caen-Normandie en licence sciences de la Terre. Et là, maintenant, je suis retourné en Indonésie parce qu'en fait, mon titre de séjour était fini, était mort. En fait, ma question, c'est est-ce que c'est obligé d'avoir un certificat de IELTS pour TOEFL, ou sinon il faut juste avoir un certificat de DELF ou DALF? Parce qu'en fait, pour les étudiants à l'Alliance française, ils ont appris le français pour continuer ses études en France. Du coup, ils ont besoin d'un certificat de DELF, mais pas un certificat de IELTS. Est-ce que c'est possible d'utiliser le certificat d'attestation du DELF pour continuer les études en France? Et ça, c'est parce qu'en fait, moi aussi, je voudrais toujours continuer mes études en France. Je suis en train de postuler sur le site Études en France pour continuer mon master. J'ai essayé de postuler l'année dernière en utilisant le plateforme Mon Master. Parce qu'en fait j'étais en France. Ouais. J'étais en France et j'étais étudiant là-bas pendant 5 ans. C'est pour ça que je parle bien en français. Et maintenant, pour l'année prochaine ou cette année, je vais quand même continuer mes études en France, toujours. Et c'est pour ça que je voudrais savoir si c'est possible d'utiliser l'attestation d'ELF. Et je crois aussi que ça existe une autre boursier, ça s'appelle France Excellence. Et si c'est possible de vous nous expliquer un peu, ça marche comment le boursier France Excellence. Et bienvenue à Makassar, je vous remercie d'être venu et merci pour cette présentation.
If you want to have access to all programs in France, French is mandatory, of course. If I was explaining about program taught in English, it's because usually people think there is no taught in English program, so they cannot go to France. Of course, if you speak French, you have access to master taught in French. It's much useful because you have more choices, you have broader experience for life. Speaking French is quite interesting if you go to France for studying, working, living, enjoying cinema, whatever. But not mandatory if you are in taught in English program. So, of course, you will be more successful with a bit work to apply to a master.
It was all. I think for him. Yeah.
Okay. For Vidukum, yes.
You understand the question?
Yeah. For now, this program is master because LPDP wanted to start with master, but it was quite successful. They are happy with that. Internal evaluation of LPDP, 20 students went to France, and they want to open up to PhD. It is not signed. I cannot swear it will happen, but even in front of LPDP, I've said yesterday, we will open a scheme for PhD, hopefully this year. The principle will remain the same. We will have eligible doctoral college on the list. This doctoral college will present PhD position, and you will have to apply to this position on one way and to apply for LPDP on the other way. Okay? Quite simple. Enfin, not simple, but this is a methodology. Apply to LPDP, I don't know if it's simple or not. Applying for PhD in France is simple. If you are accepted, if the director thinks you are a good student for this subject, you will write a letter of acceptance, and for us it's enough. And you can go through visa with that, with no difficulties, hopefully. So the process for being enrolled as a student in PhD in France, very simple. For LPDP, I don't know. I understand this is selective. I don't know if it's difficult for administrative process. It is selective. But because there is a priority for France, not only France, other countries also, but France is among the priorities. I understand it is still selective, but maybe a little bit less selective. Little bit less. So, be sure that you have a PhD scheme open this year, but you have already existing scheme for PhD. The one I presented in IFI, the one I don't know, but I'm sure exists with BRIN, and the portal of PhD position from Études of Campus France, we have looked at. Just look at if there is any subject that you could answer to. Just spend a few times to look at position to see if there is something for you. So then we go back to the first question in Bassa. So I need help for, I understand the fourth question. Do you want to answer maybe? Because I guess we have spoken about it this morning. So explain the situation, your experience. Nothing less, don't be...
Pertanyaan